Hello guys, Josh MC2000 here for another part of Comic Book Carnage. I've got Red Hood Outlaw issue 29, aka Red Hood and the Outlaws issue 29 for you today. Yes, I know I haven't covered 28 and I have no plans to cover 28, simply because 28 just goes straight into this, so I might as well talk about them in one video under the same issue. Basically, Red Hood and Batwoman team up to take down a member of the Underlife. This Underlife character isn't particularly very developed, it's just like a one-shot villain type thing. And it's actually kind of disappointing because I do want, like, you know, when he started doing this whole Punisher anti-hero thing again, instead of being Batman's little, oh, don't hurt me, Batman, I'll do whatever you say, Batman, yes sir, free back soul, Batman. Like, you know, now Lobdell has had the brains to give Jason back his stones. You know, we're in business, or that's what I thought. But he's basically just killing faceless people, and it's like, at the end of the day, if you can't even spare him to kill off like B and C listers, what's the point? It has no impact if it's just some character you've made up there on the spot. And it's the same problem I had with New 52. It's like, if you're gonna have him kill somebody big. I mean, they squandered an opportunity to do that with Penguin. He's now in Batman. He's in Batman 60 and he's been in the past few issues. And he has an eye patch and it looks utterly ridiculous. So here's a better idea. Use somebody else instead of Penguin for that story and have Penguin die at the end of 24. So that way he actually has an impact and he does something useful. But still, I digress. We are here where we are. And speaking of Lobdell's work, he writes two characters currently at DC, Red Hood and Nightwing. I was reading Nightwing because I wanted to see what happened with the Amnesia arc, and to be perfectly frank, I've lost all interest in it, so I've dropped it. So I'm still reading Red Hood though. It's pretty much one of the DC books I'm reading at the moment that I'm actually really happy with. I mean, I have like some tiny niggles, but compared to some of the issues I have with other books I've been reading, it's not a big issue at all, and it's not a problem. I'm actually really happy with the way it's coming out so far. I just wish that he'd get to have a go at some bigger name villains, and I wish like some of the stuff Lobdell was doing wasn't so Because I get a feeling sometimes that he's just treading water, waiting for the next story arc, and it's like, can you cut that out and actually like focus on telling like some interesting stories? I mean, like, don't get me wrong, I've got some of the filler issues he did were pretty good. I mean, like when he had Artemis and Bizarro there, some of those filler issues were pretty good, but then you also had some of them that were pointless and ultimately didn't go anywhere, like the date night one, which conveniently came out the day before Valentine's Day, and it's like, yeah, you've just done that because someone at DC has told you to do that. No, you know, that's not really very helpful, and it's, oh well, what can you do? I'm going off on a pointless tangent here, sorry, but basically, how do I rate their team up? It was pretty cool. Jason had a segment on a motorbike. It's a shame he doesn't get to keep the bike. I'm trying my best not to spoil it, because although it's pretty much nearly getting into next week now, or the week after this has come out in like a few days, I know there might be people that still haven't read it yet, so I don't want to spoil it. As for this week's comics, I haven't been able to pick them up yet. I will probably pick that up later. And yes, you will notice I've gone back to using my old style, simply because I felt like using the whole Arkham gameplay again. That, and it's just kind of fun to edit it a little bit. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Sorry it's kind of brief. Just a little bit of a thing. I have Star Wars Age of the Republic Qui-Gon Jinn to cover, and I'm not too sure what I'm going to do with Doomsday Clock. I might just do a review for Doomsday Clock when it's finished and focus on all of it as a whole, which is probably a plan. I also have some other things planned that I want to do. There's some stuff I want to do after we come back from Christmas. but that depends if I have time with my college course. I'm hoping we will, but like January, February, we're gonna be starting our final major project, so I might not have time, but we shall see. Anyway, I hope all you guys have enjoyed the video, and I'll see you all in the next one. Goodbye.